Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for May 11th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what kicked off the new week. First up, we got our June live cattle on the board. We continue to see some elevated volatility here in this cattle market. Both live and feeder prices trade in some wide daily ranges here as we continue to see some heavy volume. Kind of some funky action here, which should just be a normal structured pullback on lighter volume. We are kind of seeing some funky action here intraday the last few days, so I just want to encourage everyone to be cautious and slow play this thing while this pullback continues to take place. This market still does remain in a big picture uptrend as long as we're trading above this 50-day average here at around 244 and this prior swing low at 241. The bulls still have a chance to keep this thing moving higher. We need to see support continue to step in here in the mid 240s. If we do get some dips down here into the 241 to 244 area, we need to see those bulls step in and defend those levels. As far as new positions go, just want to make sure that everyone's being cautious and slow playing this thing. We are seeing some elevated volatility here still, so we want to see this thing kind of tighten up, stabilize a little bit here before we offer some better points to trade around here before we commit to any new longs. In the meantime, slow play this thing, be patient, let this market kind of balance out. We need to see these bulls defend this 241 to 244 area to keep this uptrend intact, and as long as they continue to do so, we should see this market continue to march up there towards those all-time highs. One thing to note, though, here tonight, we are kind of seeing some mention of beef and cattle prices and tariffs in the news. This market is going to be pretty responsive to the T word, as we know it was back here in October and November. Big breakdown back then when the T word was mentioned. So just be on the lookout for some increased volatility while some of that stuff is in the news. We could see some big moves either direction here, so just continue to slow play this thing. Be patient and know your lines to trade around, know where to defend yourself. Anything here below 241 could open the door to some pretty heavy selling pressure, so just be cautious down here. As long as these bulls are able to find support and battle it out here in the 240s, this uptrend still remains intact, and they do have a chance to keep this thing moving higher. We're just going to have to wait and see how this market responds in the days to come here, and we should just have some better idea of how that's going to play out. Defend yourself here below 241. If not, just be patient and let this thing kind of find the support it needs in the 240s. But if we do get offers below 241, could open the door to some downside. So just know where to defend yourself and be cautious here as we're going in the next couple days. We will have more information in the days to come and see how this market responds to it. But in the meantime, let's just be patient here and see what happens here in the days to come. Next up, we got our August feeders on the board. We continue to see some relative weakness here in this feeder market. This thing slipping a little bit more than that live cattle market has. Today we did undercut that 50-day average before seeing a nice little snapback into the close, seeing some nice wicks rejecting that, but still seeing this thing slip a little bit. As long as these bulls are able to continue to defend that 50-day average and even down here towards 355, this prior swing low is going to be the point to watch to keep this uptrend intact. This market has been slipping here in the last couple days, so just be cautious. We should continue to see some volatility regarding some of that tariff talk. So be cautious here below 355 as that could increase or cause a little bit of increased selling pressure. Let's just slow play this thing, let this market try and find the support it needs here in the days to come. If not, and we get some offers down here below 355, I encourage everyone to raise cash and get a little bit defensive here as we could see some more volatility and a little bit of selling pressure. But in the meantime, this uptrend still remains intact as long as we remain above 354.65. Know your spots to trade around, know your spots to defend here as we're going into the next couple days, and protect yourselves in the face of any big sell-offs regarding that tariff comment. And we should see this market have some more volatility in the days to come. Slow play this thing. Let's see how this thing kind of plays out, and should better offer some better spots to trade around in the days to come. Next up, we got our July corn futures on the board. Last week, we did see a nice little bounce off of those major averages late, seeing a nice rally there on Friday, finishing above that 20-day average. Today, we did see some follow through there with prices slowly moving back above 473, which was Friday's high and this week's bull pivot. This does open the door to some more upside for corn. This thing did see a pretty nasty sell-off there off that 485 level, so we are still seeing some good resistance up there, but we are seeing some big wide ranges here. So wouldn't be surprised to see this thing try and make another run up there at that mid 480s area. Look for some more wide ranges here in this corn market. Volatility still remains a little bit elevated, but we still can't really get this market to move anywhere. Just kind of seeing this thing bounce back and forth here between about 4.5 and 485. We expect to see that action continue here in the near term. Anything above 473 does open the door to 485. Look for resistance step in there, but if not, anything above this prior week's high could snap up here towards $5. So bulls are trying to make a case here. Let's see if they have the legs to stick it out here throughout the rest of the week. Next up, crude oil prices. Seeing a pretty boring day. Prices swinging back and forth here between about 95 and $100. Nothing super exciting. Seeing a bid here so far in the evening session, getting above our bull pivot. But we continue to see pretty choppy directionless action here in this crude oil market. Wide daily ranges, still seeing some volatility, but not really seeing any behavior of some sustained up moves. We could see this thing kind of bounce back up there towards 105, 110 as we continue to digest all this recent volatility. Still trading in about a $40 range here since the beginning of March, and we expect to see this action continue here throughout the rest of the week. Next up, equity markets continuing to see some good upside here. Each of our indexes moving higher today. The S&P and the Nasdaq printing new all-time highs. The Dow still lagging a little bit here, but finding the support it needs. If this Dow can get some good bids here above today and Friday's highs, that could get this thing moving up here towards this prior all-time high. These indexes are all really strong, all still seeing some good traction here in those underlying components. So this thing still has some legs in it, despite being incredibly extended here at the moment. This market is relentless, and we should see more upside continue. Continue to be putting money to work. The stock market's got a nice, strong environment here at the moment. We should see this upside continue here throughout the rest of this week. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.